Hey folks, I'm Raven, and I have a question for you. Which hero or villain do you want to see most added to Marvel Rivals? That's right, I'm doing the most original video idea in the Marvel Rivals community, a Heroes I Want to See video. I can't think of a single time it's been done before. Can you? Obviously, it has been done before. A lot. But that's why this is a great video idea. Everybody has different takes, and everybody has different opinions. Speaking of takes and opinions, should we get started with the honorable mentions?
There he was laying them buttery nuts all up in my mama, and I shot up there and I said, "What's up, Doc?"
My first honorable mention, Daredevil.
Thank you for finding the time.
Why is he an honorable mention? He has an incredibly successful Netflix show. He just feels like he would be a fun, new type of hero in terms of his abilities and moveset. Daredevil is mobile, but he's also known for being a bit of a brawler. He doesn't really go down very easily. He can take his share of punishment. So whilst he will almost certainly fall into the Duelist category, in my mind, he could fall somewhere close to, not the same as, but close to an Iron Fist in that he's mobile and does damage through lots of hits whilst having some ability to not instantly blow up himself, because that feels very Daredevil to me. Jesus Christ, if I ramble like that for everything, we're going to be hero day. Okay, next, Ghost Rider. I don't know very much about Ghost Rider. My experience with Ghost Rider is Marvel's Midnight Suns, but I know he's incredibly popular and he is also very cool looking. And I'm going to be honest, I just like things that are cool looking. I'm simple, you know what I mean? So I'm happy to have him in the game, just on the basis he looks dope and other people say he's cool in lore, so that's good enough for me. I do know there's different versions of him though, so I wonder if there'd be drama if they added the wrong version of him from the most popular one. I don't know. The next two both fall under the category of the community has decided they're going into the game at some point because of how popular they are. That being both Gambit and Ultron. Both of those characters could be really cool entries, both of them could have really unique kits. Ultron could fall into literally any role depending on how you wanted to build him. He could be a Vanguard, he could be a Duelist, or he could be a Strategist. He could fit into any role, and I'd be curious to see what they do with him. Gambit feels more restricted to the Duelist category to me, but maybe they could do some shenanigans with his card play where he perhaps can be a Strategist? I don't know. Okay, it's time to get onto my top 3 suggested villains, because I don't have 3 heroes, they're all villains.
You're obviously not him.
Taskmaster. Now, I think Taskmaster could be a really cool entry to Marvel Rivals. Why? The ability to perfectly mimic people's fighting styles being transferred into the game could be really interesting to see done. Now, I don't mean another Loki, because we don't need 2 characters that can steal ultimates. Perhaps as an active ability rather than an ultimate, he can look at somebody and steal their auto attacks, their mouse button 1 attacks, their default fire. And that might sound dumb at first, but then you think both your supports drop and you go, fuck, we have no supports, our team's screwed. But wait, what if at that point you steal the ability to heal from another support, and then all of a sudden you got that healing? And for those who don't know who Taskmaster is, the reason this is sort of the line of thought I've went down with him is because Taskmaster is generally known for having the ability to perfectly mimic the fighting style of anybody they sort of observe. They can mimic anyone. The only people that they really won't do this with are characters like Moon Knight, because if a character is batshit insane and willing to get themselves killed to kill you, Taskmaster doesn't want anything to do with that. So it would be funny if you couldn't copy, say, someone like Moon Knight just as a gimmick, but beyond that, it just feels like he has an interesting ability set to see transferred into the game. Now, I wouldn't want to see it as an ultimate because Loki already does that, but it would be cool to see it as an ability and what uses and what differences it can bring in.
The power of the sun in the palm of my hand.
Doc Ock, Dr. Octavius, Dr. Octopus. Fuck, he'd be such a cool tank. Oh my god, can you imagine him with his little weird leggy claws clawing his way around the map? He could maybe have a grapple ability. He'd definitely have to be a Vanguard because he's big, he'd have a large hitbox, whilst he is just a human with metal arms, he's always been able to fight in a way that would make him out to be more than a human with metal arms. So to me, he would have to be a Vanguard, and I would be so excited to see this character in the game. He just... I don't even know where to start on what abilities he could have. He could have maybe something similar to Skarner from League of Legends, where he sort of grapples in an area of effect. There's so much there, and I'm not smart enough to make suggestions about it, but I know when I just think about him existing in the game, it makes me excited. The Green Goblin. I mean, come on. He could fit into any role, and I do mean any role. Who would have expected Rocket Raccoon and Loki to be in the Strategist category before they released? And the obvious fit for him is Duelist. But a Vanguard? The Green Goblin? No. But that's when I bring this to you. You've got to remember, Marvel Rivals can pull from multiple universes. They don't have to just take from the mainline canon, mainstream version of Marvel. They can take from any version of Marvel that they have the rights to. Now, obviously, rights with anything from Spider-Man can be a bit wonky because of Sony, so I'm not sure how it would work, but I just feel like the Goblin could fit into any of the 3 roles if you tried hard enough. He could have his glider if you wanted. He doesn't need to have his glider though. His glider could be his ultimate. This big fucking version of him could be his ultimate. He has his bombs. He has his weird cackle. He's got so many like signature things about him that you associate with Goblin. Like his glider punching into him at the end of the Spider-Man movie. Spoiler for a 2002 movie, but like, yeah, he dies. I get so excited thinking about him, and I can't put into words how excited I would be to see this character in the game, and I want to hear which characters make you feel that way. Or if you have any suggestions for the heroes I mentioned, because I made this video to start a conversation in my comments. I want to hear from you guys. We were talking about it in the Discord the other day, and it's so much fun to discuss and theorize which heroes might be coming to the game at some point. And obviously, this video is a rambly, unscripted mess. I don't script my videos because I stutter when I read off of a script, and you can probably tell that because it's a bit all over the place. But hopefully you got to at least feel the excitement that I have for some of these heroes through this video. But that's fine, because it's fun to just theorize sometimes and talk about what makes you excited about the game that we all collectively, hopefully, love and enjoy. So thank you for watching, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time.